The other day, when I called an elevator, there was already a man in there. He was standing with his back to me. Usually, I wouldn't be surprised to find someone inside an elevator, but it was the first time I saw someone standing, facing away from the door, so I was a bit taken aback. For a moment, I hesitated to go in. Perhaps he was just surveying the posters, and it would be rude of me to just leave. I was being considerate for no reason, but I got in anyway. The man was muttering to himself. I decided to stand to the side, leaning against the wall, because I didn't want to turn my back on him. Once, I glanced at him and saw that he was standing stiffly upright, about 10 centimeters from the wall, his face a mask of pure rage. He looked like a devil incarnate. I prayed the elevator would arrive at the first floor as fast as possible. I had to ride it up to the 8th floor, so there was a long way to go.
No, you listen to me. What? How dare you say that, you moron? I'm the one at fault here. Really?
He wasn't so much muttering now. He was yelling. But how on earth could this elevator be so slow? We were still only on the 6th floor. Cold sweat was breaking out on my skin. The moment we arrived at the 1st floor, I got off immediately. When I looked back from a distance, it looked like he hadn't gotten off. The following month, I encountered the man again. This time, he was talking to a wall in an underground passageway. From then on, I started seeing him more often, until at last, he started appearing in my neighborhood. Am I being followed by a crazy stalker? The thought made my knees shake. One time, he appeared while I was walking with a friend, so I said, "There he is again." My friend replied,
"Who?"
"That guy over there, talking to a wall," I said. But my friend replied,
"I don't see anyone there."
That's when I realized he wasn't an entity of this world. Come to think of it, when I saw him in the elevator in my company's building, I had been working overtime. It was already way past midnight. It all made sense to me now. If he was a ghost, he couldn't stab me to death or anything like that. I actually felt more relieved than upset. But things were about to get worse. Soon, I found him standing right in front of my house. He was talking to the front door, so I couldn't open it. I left the house through the back door and escaped to a convenience store. When I returned, he was gone. The following day, he appeared inside my house. He was talking to the fridge. I had somehow believed he wouldn't be able to come inside, so that scared me quite a bit. I threw some salt over the kitchen, note, for purification, but it had no effect on him. I gave up and tried to sleep, but I couldn't. He was yelling so loudly. I spent the whole night wide awake. Annoyed and exhausted, I finally yelled, "Shut the fuck up! Go somewhere else!" Then, the next day, as I lay on my bed, he appeared right in front of my face, muttering something endlessly. I was probably on the verge of a mental breakdown at that point. "What's your problem? What have I done? I've had enough of this shit." I started yelling back at him every time he appeared. Then one day, my friend saw me at it, and he said,
"Hey, you were talking to a wall."
It was almost 2 a.m. when I got on the train. I'd stayed too long at the bar, trying to forget another failed interview, and missed my usual subway. But hey, the last train's still a train, right? The platform was empty, the lights flickered overhead, the car doors hissed open, and I stepped in. That was my first mistake. The car was nearly empty, 6 people, all staring straight ahead, dead silent, no phones, no music, no movement, just blank. We pulled away, and that's when I noticed it. The stops weren't right. No announcements, no names on the platforms, just darkness. I leaned over to the guy next to me. "Hey, is this the downtown line?" He didn't answer, didn't blink. I got this weird chill, like I was the only living thing in the room. Then the overhead speaker crackled to life. Next stop, Terminus. I'd never heard of that stop before. I stood and tried to open the door to the next car. It wouldn't move, stuck. When I turned around, all 6 passengers were staring at me. Blank eyes, gray skin, and one of them smiled. Almost there, someone whispered. The lights flickered again, and when they came back on, everyone was gone. The train screeched to a stop. The doors opened. A green fog rolled in from the platform. The sign above read, Terminus. I didn't want to get off, but something pulled me, like I was sleepwalking. The platform was ancient, stone cracked with age, moss growing in the crevices. There were stairs, but they twisted in impossible directions. A door opened in the wall. I stepped inside, and I saw them. The passengers, dozens, hundreds, all packed into a blackened room, eyes wide, mouths sewn shut. I ran through tunnels that bled, through whispers that sounded like my mother's voice. I climbed and climbed and climbed. Eventually, I found another train. The doors opened and I stepped inside. It was the same subway car, the same seats, and now one new face among the passengers. Mine. I don't ride the train anymore. I am the train. I ride the loop endlessly, staring forward, waiting for the next poor soul to take my place.
I never believed in ghost stories. I'm a journalist. I deal in facts, in evidence. So when I got the assignment to investigate the disappearance of 5 hikers in Black Hollow Forest, I thought it'd be routine. Small town hysteria, maybe some wild animal, probably just people getting lost. What I didn't expect was to become part of the story. Black Hollow was remote. The kind of place that doesn't appear on GPS. The locals were twitchy. When I asked about the hikers, they warned me not to enter the forest. They said the trees whisper. They said the forest calls you. I laughed. I shouldn't have. I entered the forest around noon. Thick woods, dead quiet, no wind, no birds, just silence. Then came the voice. Software, just behind me. Laura. I turned. No one there. I kept going. More whispers followed. They mimicked voices. My father's, my editor's, even mine. Don't leave me here. Help me. The path twisted and vanished behind me. I marked a tree with my pocket knife. Minutes later, I passed it again, already marked, bleeding. Then I saw them. Figures. Women, men, children. Faces pale and blank, motionless, rooted to the ground, as if they'd been planted. In the clearing, I found a stone circle, symbols etched deep into the rock. Old, older than anything I'd ever seen. I found a backpack with a journal inside. We heard the forest, couldn't stop walking. It won't let us go. I ran. The forest changed with every turn. Trees bent toward me. Shadows moved. The whispers became screams. When I finally stumbled out, I collapsed on the roadside. A search party found me the next morning. I tried to tell them what happened, but they said I was in shock. Delusional, but I know what I saw, and I still hear it. At night, when everything's quiet, the trees call my name. The forest is still waiting.